Hi, my name is Mike Siegel, and I'm a progressive Democrat running for Austin City Council, District 7. I think affordability is one of the biggest crises we're facing, and we need to reform our land use laws. We need to build more publicly subsidized housing. We need to address mass transit, and there's more we can do beyond that. But I certainly support the idea of making it less expensive to build housing within the city limits. I think this is a major climate issue. Sprawl is environmentally destructive, promotes car culture, and so creating the ability for people to live in the city limits is going to reduce our emissions. Also, from a worker fairness point of view, so many workers can't afford to live in the city they serve. I hear about nurses can't afford to live within the hospital service area that they work at. Teachers can't afford to live in the communities they teach in. Even the electrical workers who turn the lights back on are being pushed out to far-flung counties. And so, to me, from a worker fairness point of view, we really have to make it easier to live here. And frankly, from the city budget point of view, if we build more housing in the city limits, we're generating more tax revenue, which is a very important challenge we're facing right now, is how to fund all these city services in our growing city. And so those are three reasons why I support the home initiative and these reforms to lower the cost of building housing. Absolutely. Austin was built with almost a suburban era in mind. I live in a neighborhood, Crestview, that was basically at the northern limits of the city when it was built, and now is kind of central Austin. And we have these roads, Burnett, for example, in District 7, North Lamar Boulevard, that are essentially state highways zooming through very and increasingly dense neighborhoods. And so we have to figure out how to slow down traffic, make these neighborhoods more walkable. I think that could include narrowing lanes, it include pedestrian overpasses, more sidewalks, more infrastructure. Even planting trees along the side of the roads will give a signal to drivers that they need to slow down. And I think this is part of the overall push to make our city more environmentally responsible. The idea that we can walk to a cafe, walk to a grocery store in our local neighborhood, that will make it so there's less car trips. It will also make life more pleasant. Whether you're a parent walking your child in a stroller, my kids, they like to bike to school. And sometimes it's unsafe right now given how fast people are moving on the roadways. So that's one of the major investments we have to make in Austin, in our infrastructure, to basically make multimodal transportation more possible, whether that's walking, biking, or other modes of transit. Yes, the homeless epidemic is obviously terrible in Austin right now. From what I hear, the number of people living on our streets in Austin has more than tripled in the last 15 years. And this is unfortunately a national problem. It's across the country where basically because of affordability concerns, lack of housing, there's a lot of reasons that people are being pushed onto the streets. I'm really glad that Austin has done a lot in recent years. We've invested in permanent supportive housing. We've built hundreds of beds that will take care of people with severe mental challenges and provide wraparound services. I want to continue those investments through bond funding and other mechanisms. We have another program called Rapid Rehousing that provides basically rental assistance for a year or more for people who are getting back on their feet, and this can provide them with necessary support to be self-sustaining. I want to increase those programs. We also have shelters that are kind of drop-in congregate shelters. That's kind of the method of last resort, which I don't love as much because that can be sometimes an unsafe environment. But these are all programs we need to continue to invest in. We also can invest in basically keeping people in their homes before they become homeless. And so to me, that involves rental assistance, other kinds of social service interventions where we can help people stay in their homes. And then finally, just recognizing that our city budget is limited and there's only so much our city can do on these issues. We need to advocate. I mean, really, the federal government needs to make a massive investment in housing. That needs to be public housing, affordable housing, and I like this program by Kamala Harris that she's proposed that would give people down payment assistance for new home buyers. But we do need support from the federal government because they really have the funds to address this problem in terms of the scope of the challenge we're facing.